All right. Welcome to another edition, Vegas Bad Boyz podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact. I got the Bad Boyz here with me. And if you're like us, we just finished the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Matt Michaels, let me start off with you. What do you want to say to the people?
Well, first off, one of the cool things now is you get to see people like Big Show and Moxley and Cody, Sting, Miro, Hager, Goldust, Zack Ryder, Luke Harper. And then that's when I realized I was actually watching WrestleMania 31. So, and you can go back and see that all those people did wrestle on that card. So unfortunately, I have to find out where my $50 went. Someone got me. So I'm gonna just let you guys hash through it while I just leave it at that.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm watching 60 seconds countdown on the screen. All right. Look at Michael's there. Oh man, shout out to everyone who's listening to us also live on the chat. If you got something to say, definitely chat it out and we will get it on while we're doing this live. We see the seconds counting down. All right. Everyone's in panic mode. My God, the ring's about to explode. What's about to happen? The music is intense. I mean, it's getting crazy. What's happening? Eddie Kingston comes out. He looked like he's ready to die for his friend. It hits down to the final few seconds. And what happens?
I'm done. All right. That happened.
Yeah. It's like, it's like a child when when you give your child the little sprinklers for July 4th and
sparklers.
Yeah, the little sparklers.
Sprinklers.
I'm sorry about the sparklers, sprinklers, whatever. And then at some point, if they're a child, they're thinking it's going to do a lot more than what it's going to do, but eventually it only does what we saw tonight, and that wasn't much to nothing when it comes down to the actual highlight of the explosion. Now, that has nothing to do with the match itself. The match itself was pretty intense. Sin City Steve, I'm going to go off with you, man. What do you think of the overall show? If you want to start with how it ended first and then, move backwards a little bit, that's fine. But, I mean, what was your take?
Well, I think that everybody's gonna focus on the final image of the pay-per-view, which, quite frankly, you summed it up pretty well. We saw more pyro in Cody Rhodes' entrance tonight than what we saw at the end there when the ring was supposed to blow up.
Right.
And we were actually talking about it for just a brief second before we went live. Eddie Kingston sold that shit, though.
He did.
He didn't. Hey, he was probably told, hey, go out there, act like as if the pyro kills you and all that kind of stuff. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, props to Eddie Kingston for selling that shit like he literally died in the ring.
Right. But if they would have put...
Literally, that ending sequence needs to be on Botchamania. Bottom line.
Yeah, if they would have just put almost pyro at all the, three areas of the ring and put one of those little hydraulics that WWE has used, before with Big Show of all cases, people, and I think with Keith Lee, they did that as well. Dude, that would have also kind of helped sell it as well. But you would have thought it just would have been a lot more. Because I was really thinking something major was going to happen. I mean, the countdown, the hypeness, dude, it was there. It was there.
Yeah. And I mean, the sad part is that's what people are going to remember from this show, which quite frankly, I thought it was a very entertaining show. There were a couple of missteps here and there, but all in all, it was a very solid show in my opinion.
What would have been your best match?
What would have
been your best match of the night? Would it have been that main event or?
I really, just because I loved the the ultra violence of like Big Japan in the
Sure.
late 90s and stuff like that. I was pretty amped for the main event, give me explosions, give me barbed wire. I'm sold. And those two definitely delivered on everything that they had to do with the match.
Right.
So I really can't fault Moxley or Omega. And it just sucks that what people are going to remember from this match is going to be the lack of explosions or pyro. Even in the triple hell, the triple hell pods on the outside of the ring.
Right.
I mean, it looks like as if they just had, the mortars that they use for like ring entrance,
Right.
pyro. And they had those set up, at the outer edges of the barbed wire boards. I mean, they definitely could have done a lot better. Granted, I understand why they went the route that they did, for wrestler and fan safety.
Sure.
Not that there were many fans in attendance. I mean, it was mostly members of the roster, but still, I know why they possibly went the route that they did, but I think that a better ending would have possibly been for them to actually cut to black, like right after the pyro went off in the ring, and just have everything go to black, or have it go to like, the old school, like test pattern, like what you would see when, TV channels go off the air or something like that. I mean, do something, but I definitely, I thought that match was great.
You know what? I mean, and by the way, a shout out to the people on our chat. I mean, Paulie says, hey, they call their show Dynamite.
Facts.
But man, I mean, even when they were getting thrown up against the ring and the pyro was going off, even that was sellable. Even that was like, that looked really good. Everything was looking good up to that last part. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Hey, guys. I don't know. Did you guys see the pay-per-view? I just finished this last. Holy shit. Did you see it didn't explode.
It
was
didn't.
amazing. They fucked it up. Oh, man.
Oh, well,
Dude.
Welcome back, Matt Michaels.
No problem. How much did you guys pay each for this one?
More than you know. Because time is worth everything, brother.
Maybe one of you have paid $50 for this pay-per-view?
I cannot confirm or deny whether I spent money.
I'm not saying did you or didn't you. Would you have after seeing it?
Hell no.
I don't think that any wrestling pay-per-view anymore is worth $50.
That's a good point.
A very PC way to go about it.
You're welcome.
It's a straightforward question. Would you have paid $50 after seeing it now?
No. Just like how I wouldn't pay $50 for any pay-per-view right now. Period. I mean, just to circle back to that. There's a phrase. But no, I think that that ultimately WWE has set the pricing model, and people are, very, very reluctant to spend any money on pay-per-view. I don't know how AEW is getting away with charging $50 for the show.
Right.
Just to be real, I don't know how they're going to profit from, selling this pay-per-view at $50. But I mean, they did a good job in the build, but again, $50 is, I don't know.
By the way, Don Ramon says, I've seen better pyro displays in my neighborhood street in LA in April.
Yeah. Right. He's right.
Yeah, I mean, there are places where you can go in Las Vegas where you'll find more fireworks going off.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. Let me jump over to this, Simon Street. The big, huge announcement. There is a name that's going to sign this contract that's just going to shake up the world. I mean, this is the name of names.
Who knew Ethan Page was this big?
Yeah.
And by the way, shout out to Ethan. I was actually shocked to see him. In fact, that was my surprise. But
I thought it was the big
that was my surprise.
The big surprise.
Right. But Simon Street, tell us who the surprise was and what was your thoughts when you saw him come out to sign that contract?
So first of all, everybody already know Christian Cage is the big announcement. Yeah, it would have been cool if we didn't see him at WWE Royal Rumble. It probably would have been kind of cool to see that. I probably would have been a little bit okay with that, but he ain't that big like that. It was a little underwhelming for how big they were building it up.
Right.
You're talking about the former ECW and TNA champion? Come on, he's huge. I mean, Moose could show up on the show now and put the TNA title on, the line, and you could have your TNA champion in AEW.
Listen, people were saying John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
Please.
Listen, I'm just saying.
People might have said that shit, but no one meant
it. Punk.
Who said that shit?
CM Punk.
No one meant John Cena. No one meant fucking Brock Lesnar. Come on, man.
Well, how about
Eric Bischoff did throw out there John Cena name. I'm just saying.
Look. I'll say this. Yes, everybody wants a contract, but come on. It ain't those people you just named. By no means. They don't need a contract.
Yeah, but everyone was who wasn't, reading into what was being put out there. The bigger letdown, I think, for some of the fans is going to be that it wasn't Kurt Angle. Because Kurt actually fucking teased it by putting on Twitter him putting on his fucking lacing his boots up.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not.
Pat McAfee did damn near the same thing. He had a teaser video of himself putting his knee pads into a backpack, implying that he was going somewhere with his wrestling knee pads. I mean, so obviously everybody was out to try to misdirect and swerve and try to put themselves over on this.
But at the same time, there weren't people on the internet going, "Oh my God, this shows this is going to be him." No one was going, "Oh, it's Pat McAfee." That was very, very, I saw very little chatter on that. The more the story was, it was the fact that Kurt Angle didn't get his proper retirement. And that fans thought he was going to be signing there to get his, farewell tour matches and crap like that.
That sounds like somebody we know that would say something like that. But that's pretty funny that you actually would.
All I know, you guys are pretty negative on it being Christian Cage. I'm fine with it being Christian, and the reason being is he looked good at the Rumble, which whatever. But it was mentioned early on in this show that no one will outwork him. Okay, so obviously that's going to be his gimmick, that he's going to be a workhorse. If you look at the Edge and Christian tag team, granted that was 25 fucking years ago. Edge was the golden child for WWE. He was taller, he had long hair, he had a better look, so thus he's going to be pushed to the moon. Christian has always been, during that team's duration, he would always carry the workload, always. And I have no problem with him going to AEW. I have no problem with it whatsoever. And in fact, I'm more so happy that it's him than if it would have been Kurt Angle, because I think Christian has more in the tank than Kurt Angle does at this point.
Yeah, but you're missing the whole point of why everyone here just was like, because they actually said it was a huge name. Christian Cage is not a huge name. I would have been more excited if it was Bubba Ray. It's just, again, it's not Brock Lesnar. It's not CM Punk. The majority of your fans who heard that announcement went to the conclusion that it was one of those. And
no, they thought it was CM Punk.
Yeah, mostly everybody.
A lot of people were swearing that it was going to be Punk.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I mean, they said that it was going to be a Hall of Fame worthy person, thus implying that it's somebody that's not in a Hall of Fame that should be. If you look at Christian and what he did in WWE, it should get him into the Hall of Fame.
No one's arguing.
Multiple time tag team champion.
No one's arguing.
You know,
that.
you jokingly said ECW champion, whatever. But he did also hold, you know, the championship on SmackDown.
No one's arguing that. But for $50 to tune in to see who the big reveal is, it's fucking Christian.
But let's be honest, who would be dumb enough to spend $50 just for that portion of the show? There was a hell of a lot of other stuff.
But that was part of the sale, because
exactly
the two things that I wanted to see out of this was that name and the main event.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That was.
Hey, I mean, it's okay. You still $50, bro.
Okay. Anything else from the match that you the overall pay-per-view that you guys want to throw out there that you think's worth mentioning?
Yeah, I didn't know a brass ring looked like the little things you sit on when you have hemorrhoids and shit. It looked like they took like, because he's big, you know what I mean, or Shaq's, and that's the thing he would sit on when he gets hemorrhoids. That's a big ass fucking ring.
Wait a minute. Why do you think they used it? They had it left over from Wednesday when he was in the locker room.
I was like, that's a big than a motherfucker, man. It's like,
yeah,
that was but that was a decent match.
It was a good match. It
Enjoyed
was a good ladder match. I even said that if Cody would have come back and won the match, that I would have given so much shit, because they built it up and they just had him in there until the very fucking end. And oh my God, I'm so happy that he did not win the fucking match.
Hold on. And real quick, what was that shit that Jake the Snake did? Because he didn't hurt himself, I don't think, doing the movie or doing the clothesline. He hurt himself when he tried to thrust in the air. And it's like his leg kind of tweaked a little bit. So I wonder if he hurt himself. Like really legitimately hurt himself on a pelvic thrust from hell after he did that clothesline. He was like, "Ugh, motherfucker."
Well, I'm sure any moves that he does or folks of his age caliber do would maybe be like that, which makes me want to go to ask you a question, Matt Michaels. Jumping over to Wednesday, we're still on AEW, just combining Wednesday shows and tonight's show. How great was it seeing your boy Tully wrestling this past Wednesday? I mean, that was back in your era, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's your big show on Wednesday had Tully wrestling with JJ Dillon at ringside, and Arn Anderson coming out afterwards and giving the Four Horsemen hand sign, because I guess respects, even though they're not. I don't know. So you had those guys. You had Jake Roberts. You had Sting. Listen, okay, I give them shit, but the honest answer is they are a wrestling company in Florida, so it makes sense that those are the only people around, are people who are retired.
I love it.
Ain't lying.
I take it, Sam.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, the reason why they all came out and they threw up the four fingers is because obviously they're forming a new Four Horsemen faction. Obviously FTR, Spears.
But wouldn't you have Arn be pissed about it and have natural heat between the two factions now? What the fuck are they thinking?
No.
Because Cody's going to be off TV. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just, had that be a nod from Arn. I mean, realistically, let's hope anyway. Cody's off TV for a little while after the arm injury and, everything that happened in the ladder match. It is what it is. Dude, speaking of older retired people, say what you will, cinematic matches have done wonders for giving these older competitors one last final shot.
I agree.
Sting looked like $1 million in that street fight. Obviously, you had Darby Allin taking the bump through the window, which I thought was also very, very inventive. Something that, You know, I haven't seen a spot like that where, you know, someone was actually thrown through a multi-paned window. Obviously, people are going to say, "Oh, well, it's like the barbershop window," but it was different enough to where it stood out. That whole match was extremely well done, in my opinion. And obviously, you know, Sting getting the pinfall on Ricky Starks. Let's just hope that this is kind of a proper send-off for Sting as far as in-ring competition.
And that elbow from, I guess, third story window, looked really good. And I liked how the setup was, how it kind of like he was on a scaffold and then it dropped down, and it was like perfect elbow and everything. I was like, all right, I'm digging that.
Yeah, really, really well done. Other than the main, that was a match that I was looking forward to quite a bit. And to be honest, I think that match delivered extremely well. Probably one of the highest points of the night, in my opinion.
You know,
Sting's Hall of Fame career ends by him pinning Ricky Starks. So there we go.
Yeah, and Sean, who's watching this, Sean Hyde, said the way that window spot was filmed was amazing too. And yeah, absolutely. They really did do a good job with that whole cinematic match. So
hey, Sean, your kid is a hell of a lot better than Ricky Starks.
Facts.
There you go.
Definitely some facts on that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump over even back on Wednesday. There was the MJF and Chris Jericho press conference, right? Did you guys enjoy the press conference? We got a chance to see questions from Conrad. You saw questions from Eric Bischoff.
Jericho, what was it? No. MJF said, what titties? What did he say?
Turkey tits.
Yeah.
Yep. We have officially peaked, gentlemen, in 2021 in terms of insults on a wrestling show.
Yes.
MJF referring to Conrad Thompson as turkey tits.
Right. It's true.
Third time they've gone to this gimmick.
Yeah.
It was
Wait
so
and see
cool.
next week. Next week they're supposed to have an inner circle war room meeting. So God only knows what the format's going to be for that piece of shit.
And I guess the quote of the night that was said to Jericho, that he would be jerking the curtain at the Performance Center. Ooh.
Jerking the curtain.
Jerking the curtain.
How does it go, Impact?
I knew you would get excited with that. All right, so we gotta mention the Shaq and Jade match versus Cody and Red Velvet. First off, I enjoyed the match, but you know what really pissed me off, Sin City? You tell me. It had to do with the I guess the guys running the cameras in the truck. Okay, if you remember, Shaq now has just taken this big bump off the ring.
Yep.
Okay, and now Red Velvet is getting ready to spear Jade. And the camera just literally, I lost my mind. What the fuck was that? Yeah. You're talking about being fired instantly. Someone should have, if it was Vince McMahon, you walk in the truck, you're fired.
What's funny is if this would have been a WWE production, there would have been about 54 camera cuts in that same 5 seconds.
Yeah, but at least one of those 54 would have caught the actual action.
Right. It would have caught the first half of it, and then they would have cut to another camera shot where you might have seen it, and then they would have cut to another camera shot before the move had even finished. So all told, you would have gotten it from 3 vantage points, not really seen it clearly on any of them, though.
Yeah, but at least you would have had a JR calling. Oh, JR calling matches. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he was actually somewhat bearable tonight. His voice was almost gone, so he didn't do a whole lot of talking.
That's what whiskey does to you, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, but overall, that was a good match. And then what happened? Shaq goes into the in the ambulance, and he did a magic trick of some sort, right?
We found out, You don't have to stay in there.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Right.
Ran out quickly too. Just why did he duck after he got out the truck? If you saw the footage after he got out the back, he started ducking like oh, you big as fuck. Why you ducking?
He went from 7'2" to 6'1".
It just ended running. I was just like, what? We already know it's you. You the biggest motherfucker there.
Oh man. Oh, and Sean also said, "Hey, JR also said something about Omega being penetrated with no protection tonight."
I think he did. I didn't quite hear it all the way, but I think he did say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots going on there.
Hey, I will say this though.
Yeah.
At least AEW has their formula for how they're going to run Dynamite and actually win all the demos, because this past Wednesday they actually beat NXT in the 50+ demo by, ironically enough, having 50+ people on their show.
Oh, that's all right. Tony Khan will brag that he single-handedly made NXT leave for
Of course he will. Because what's happening?
Yeah.
NXT's moving to Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah. As they should be.
Great.
When in all actuality, it's because of hockey.
Yeah.
No one will say that, but yeah.
I
mean, after all, WWE has made millions and millions of dollars, retconning storylines and, retconning real world events into storyline. So why not?
Well, I'm sure we'll have a little more to say about that in our possible 3 count that we're gonna have coming up on your the next show.
Possible?
Yeah, possible.
All right.
Things.
Well,
looks like Impact is planning on sending himself to the Shadow Realm.
Is that what we're calling it now? The Shadow Realm? Is that what we're calling it?
Why not? I thought for sure Michaels was going to send himself to the Shadow Realm at the top of the show while we were recapping the pay-per-view.
Nah, I just had to show Kenny in that towel. He was looking good.
oh my Lord.
Is he looking good?
Do you guys like that? You guys like Paul White's shirt? No more BS. It's pretty creative, right? No more BS.
Yeah. No more bullshit. No more Big Show.
That's right, man.
Double meaning. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, though. The funniest thing about tonight was the fact that within seconds of Christian Cage's announcement, the tweet went out for buy his new first shirt in AEW.
Yeah.
Well, he was already wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Same with Big Show.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, those marketing people, they are great at just getting those shirts printed within seconds. I don't know. You would think that they would have had more of a, a heads up.
Considering he didn't sign the contract till right then.
Exactly.
I was as soon as Christian made that whole scene and everything, I actually went to Twitter just to see if I was going to see Edge, just maybe congratulate him or something. But it's been kind of silent on Edge social media, so I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying I'm
pretty sure they still talk to each other. Nothing is.
No, I'm sure they do.
I'm pretty sure the network is still pushing the Edge and Christian show that hasn't had a new episode for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And yet they'd still play commercials all the time on the network for it.
Right. All right, guys. Well, that's anything else you want to say about AEW before you can't say anything about it no more tonight?
Yeah. Why Sean Spears? And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Why Sean Spears?
Why?
I don't know. They keep giving them chances.
Why?
Well, I mean, I guess that they're going to use him in the Barry Windham role of the Four Horsemen, I guess.
Who the fuck's Ric Flair in that group?
That person hasn't been revealed yet. Genuinely, I'm hoping for somebody like a Nick Aldis.
Please, somebody who could probably fill those shoes. I mean, for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move over into WWE Raw. Guys, we have a new WWE champion, and I'm not going to even go there because I know what I said 4 or 5 weeks ago, but it's all good. I'm not going there. So let's go over right now. Simon Street, I'll start off with you, man. What do you think about Raw this week?
I thought you were going to have Matt Michaels do the coronation speech.
Oh, no.
I think we need to, actually.
Matt Michaels called me a liar. He'll say everyone already talked about it and knew it, although no one said shit about it 4 or 5 weeks ago. I don't want to hear Matt Michaels right now. Let's yeah.
Impact, you know better.
Okay.
You know better. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
3 of us agree with each other. Matt Michaels is the only goddamn one that was out.
That's true. He could be wrong several times, many times, or all the time.
Hey man, give it up to Bobby Lashley. He's gonna be the best 6-week champion that you have. So
it's coming. I knew it was coming. This shit never.
Sadly.
But it's true.
Yeah, sadly.
You don't think he'll go past 6 weeks?
No.
When's
WrestleMania? They're gonna give Drew his championship win while there are people in attendance.
Man, that sucks.
I agree.
I ain't gonna lie. Real talk. That sucks. WWE.
What they should have done. No, seriously, man. What they should have done is had a threesome at WrestleMania. Yeah, I said it. Because man, when you think of Bobby Lashley and The Miz and Drew McIntyre having a threesome, there you go.
Wow.
So no, the question begs to differ. Why did you not have Lashley win at Mania?
Well, apparently The Miz wanted that to happen, or wanted a match with him at Mania.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
You're coronating Drew, who already won last year at WrestleMania, even though it's not in front of fans. And Bobby Lashley won this title in front of no fans, and he's going to have to lose it at WrestleMania in front of fans. That means that Vince McMahon is still booking the black wrestler.
You got a point, but I'm also going to point out this too. I don't think it's going to be Drew at WrestleMania. Even though he got a lot of head of steam talking about he's going to get his shit back, I honestly think if he does get there, it's going to be a 3-way, which is going to be unfortunate because I would want, if Bobby going to drop the title to somebody, it should be a one-on-one match. I think it's honestly going to be Braun Strowman. I just have this huge suspicion.
Braun's wrestling Shane.
Yeah.
That's Fastlane, right? Or they set it up Fastlane? Oh, so that's going to be a Mania for sure?
Yeah, because Shane's going to do something stupid off that pirate boat.
He's going to jump off this time.
Yeah, the pirate boat.
Is that what it's going to be, the pirate boat?
I'm pretty sure.
Is he going to walk off the plank?
Either that or else Braun's going to like gorilla press him off of it.
I actually pay to see that.
I'm just saying.
Braun could gorilla press the fucking boat.
Pretty much.
Pick up the boat and tip that.
Pick up the cannon.
Now that's $50.
Chuck that bitch.
Oh man,
that was good. That was really
anything else that really stood out from Raw? I mean, you guys mentioned Shane. I mean, is he playing his role pretty good at this moment?
There's some shit going on. I think it's going to be revealed a little bit more. When I'm seeing the exchange with Shane in the back, I just feel like there's more to what's going on with just him and Braun. I know they're building up stuff for him and Braun apparently, but I feel like there's more to it outside of that. Mm-hmm. Is he starting to take over fully, or is some other shit going on? Because when I get to SmackDown, I'll tell you why I'm wondering. Or not SmackDown. I'm sorry, NXT. Well, I'm wondering, is there more to that?
Okay. All right. In one of the notes I put down, I like the was that move that Ali did off the ring? That move was incredible.
Was that a real move or did he mess it up?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But if he messed up, it looked really legit. I don't know.
Anybody else? I mean, did anybody else notice? It looked really cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fast forward button doesn't slow down for cool moments.
That's funny. Tough, Ali. Tough. All right. Well, I guess that'll be it for Raw. God dang, 3 hours, guys, and that's all you got out of it.
Yeah.
Shame. Shame.
Shame on WWE for wasting 3 hours of everyone's life.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have had Tully wrestling this week, I think I would have watched.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
Hey,
By the way, I just have to comment. Sean in the chat says Max
Yes.
Caster is going to be a star. I agree 1,000%. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Hey, lyrics on there, man. I gotta give it to him. I tell you, since I
I didn't think he was going to go there with some of the shit that he said tonight, but
right, yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it.
Say this about Raw, and I don't give a shit if I get shit for it.
Okay.
What's so fucking fascinating about Bad Bunny? Because if they're not booking Bad Bunny versus Lil Bow Wow for WrestleMania or some shit, get him the fuck off of TV.
crossover appeal, bro.
Y'all know what? Why don't we just
You got to think. Okay, so
let's just incorporate
he took that
3 count into
24/7
wrestling
championship
talk.
onto Saturday Night Live and basically sang a fucking love song to the belt. He gave that title so much more visibility.
We'll
And-
hear more about this tomorrow on
Yes, you will.
3 Count.
Or we
Yes,
could just
you will.
incorporate all the 3 count into tonight. We've mentioned
Why not?
4 topics.
Well, because we're not sure if we're going to have a 3 count according to what Impact said earlier.
We don't know.
So we're just trying to tease those topics in case he decides, oh, well, we're not going to have a 3
Okay.
count.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a 3 count for sure, but they're just gonna have to hear some of the same things over.
Look, I'd rather have a count than to have a threesome like Michaels was presuming was happening for WrestleMania.
Talk about some golden lovers.
Anybody watch Impact Wrestling besides me?
Nope.
Aw. All right. Well, I'll be very quick with it. There was a 3-way match against Black Taurus, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay. The winner get to face TJP, who is your X Division No champion. And the winner between that ended up being Ace Austin. So that was a really good match. Pretty much Ace Austin and Chris teamed up most of the time to take on Black Taurus because he's a beast. You know, 1-on-1, he would have ripped them to pieces, but Ace was able to win off with that one. So we should see that one soon. Matt Cardona, and don't say who. All right, good. Matt Cardona refereed. He refereed a match between Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. Now, of course,
You keep making these wrestlers up, Matt.
who for Brian Myers, but not for Eddie Edwards, right?
Sometimes he's the guy who was married to Alicia Edwards, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know he wrestled.
Oh my God. So anyway, Brian
You're
Myers.
going to tell me he was the champion like recently.
We're going to have to get you Access TV, brother. We're going to get you caught up. All right.
You want to pay for my
How the fuck do you get someone access TV? You don't have direct TV.
yeah, if you want to, the dish is set up. You just got to pay for it, bro.
So of course Brian is trying to say, look, man, me and Matt, we've had a relationship forever, you know, being tag team and wrestling for such a long time. I know you're the referee, Matt, so do what you can and make sure I win this match. And you know, Matt saying, look, I'm going to count this down the middle, which he actually did, giving Eddie Edwards the win because Brian was caught taking something illegal out of his shoes and hitting Eddie Edwards with it. And so Matt did the right thing. We'll see where that goes. Apparently they're building for their match between Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. So yes, we're looking the Who match, right? The Who match. Oh man.
Is this like fucking 11th grade wrestling tournament people? Like, are they on the JV squad? Because I just don't know them.
You know, and you know what? I'm gonna get to your question in just a second, Sean, because that's a point we need to hash out. Before I get there, the main event was the knockouts. There was Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace versus Kiera Hogan, and Deonna Purrazzo ended up winning that match. I guess they're trying to they're trying to set something up against ODB and Deanna. So after she won the match, ODB came in and pretty much knocked her out and took the championship belt and held it up. So that must be where they're going. Sacrifice, which is the next Impact Wrestling show, is this Saturday. The Good Brothers versus Finjuice for the Impact World Tag Team titles. We also have TJP, like I mentioned earlier, and Ace Austin for the X Divisional Championship, and Rich Swann and Moose for the Impact World Championship. So those are the big main matches there.
Who's paying 50?
Paying 50?
I might have to go to Impact.
Watch that pay-per-view.
Oh.
I might have to go to Impact's house to watch that one.
Oh, there you go.
I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah.
I have a 141 2/3% chance of not ordering Sacrifice. Okay.
Come on, man. You don't want to see Finjuice and the Good Brothers?
So real quick, side note, because Sean in the chat did say something that does make sense. He basically said, Ethan Page signing with AEW is great, but it's a little confusing since he's working with Impact. It's pretty much saying like, look, you graduated to a different type of school. It's like when you go from 5th grade to like middle school and they do the little fake graduation bullshit. It's one of them things.
Either way, he still hasn't graduated from college yet.
That's funny.
I can't wait to see Ethan Page in one of the Tony Khan paid advertisements next week on Impact.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. That's probably the only thing that I watch on Impact are the Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone paid
And
ads.
make sure to check the account because we're going to talk about Tony Khan taking out another ad in this past week's Impact Wrestling.
So once again, can you just remind me why Tony Khan has not used his Brian Cage acquisition against TNA?
He did. Well, he was in one of the promos. He was in one of the paid ads.
I mean, actually, just like fucking use them. Have them show up. Why are you not invading back?
Yeah, good point.
Great question.
All right.
Let me just give Tony a call. I'll find that out.
I'm glad you got him on speed dial, man.
Oh yeah.
Got him like that, bro. We could all be looking at getting a contract.
Hey man, they make my favorite pizza. Love Papa Cons.
Papa Cons.
All right. Let's do it, y'all. NXT. Anyone been to a clinical psychologist as of late and got yourself kicked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty. Well, I've been kicked out of many psychology sessions.
Okay. Well, tell us all about Simon about NXT.
NXT was cool. I mean, like obviously, what mostly everybody's probably was talking about was the psychology thing. I thought that was hilarious, and how at the end of the day it was just set up. It was just fucking hilarious. Again, Gargano and the way can do no wrong. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little turned on with what Indy Hartwell was kind of saying in the side. She over there crushing, talking about, ooh, it wouldn't be so bad if you just with the right guy. I was like, okay, girl, I see you. But it was pretty cool. I mean,
did you just admit that you're a psychopath?
Maybe.
And there you have it.
I am a psychopath. I would definitely like to redo what they did to the little skeleton boy in AEW and do that with you, Matt Michaels. And we'll take you over to FTW land.
The little skeleton boy, he says.
I call him Little Jack Skellington. He looked like little Jack Skellington.
You just call Taz's son Little Jack Skellington?
No, I didn't call Taz Jack Skellington. Anyways, besides the point, NXT was cool. One cool thing that I thought of when I was watching, Dakota Kai and Gonzalez with their women's NXT or women's tag team championship. Mm-hmm. I thought to myself in my head, I want to see what y'all thought about it. I like the idea that women's tag team championship has that opportunity to go to basically all brands and challenge. I kind of wish they would do that with the men's tag team championship. Combine that some bitch and just have them travel around to whatever they want. I don't know.
His heart's about to break.
Yeah, no shit.
It's fine.
Do you do it, Steve, or do I do it?
Break it down for my ass. I just take it. I'm a big boy, you know.
Go ahead, Steve. Let him know what's going on.
Well, it's really ironic that you mentioned that, especially because what William Regal's about ready to announce in that, they're about ready to drop an NXT Women's Tag Team Championship.
That's why I kind of figured out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was good. The ending was definitely controversial, obviously, and I knew it was for a reason, but maybe that's the leading up to that. I get it now. But but it's still kind of like the idea of having the tag team kind of go through different brands. But hey, everybody has a wish list, and even though I want something for Christmas, don't mean I'm gonna fucking get it. So, but yeah, NXT was cool. Obviously, Cameron Grimes to the moon. I love that fucking new gimmick. The shit is fire.
Yeah.
Super fucking exciting. Every time he comes out, I am looking for it. LA Knight coming. His promo was fucking awesome. I still fucking hate the LA in the night part, but his shit was real. He said basically, you got all these guys, but if you bring that to my door, I'm just gonna kick your ass. I like it. So I hope that he can follow through on it, and we'll see what happens moving forward. And that's my only take of NXT.
I'm really happy that you're a fan of Miz Part 2.
You know what? I was feeling a little bit of Miz Part 2, but let's be real. No offense to the Miz, but when he say you go kick somebody's ass, I don't ever think about it being straight. So why should I think that LA Knight would do the same?
That's a weird comment. What do you mean?
I'm saying in a sense, like do it straight by himself. Like he has to involve. There's always some trickery, like with some trickery.
Gotcha.
So I'm saying with LA Knight.
Thanks for clarifying.
Boy, we really getting it today. We talking about threesomes and shit for WrestleMania.
You're the one that did that shit.
I did a threesome at WrestleMania. That was all Matt Michaels.
Yeah, you're also the one who just admitted you're a psychopath because you're doing shit with women. So.
Oh, whatever. But anyways, that was pretty much all that I remembered from like NXT.
All right. Overall, you guys enjoyed it. Anything you guys want to throw in about NXT?
Finn versus Cole this week, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could be fire.
Yeah.
I hope it's fire because we've seen that same mix of guys for the last what seems like 2 years, even though it's been maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's great as the others have been, but hopefully after this they can kind of send those guys away from each other a little bit.
Well, they're probably setting something up for WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
that would be the blow off at that point.
There needs to be a blow off because, yeah.
Now let me ask you this question: out of all those guys you just mentioned, which ones are going to stay relative in NXT, and which ones are going to get called up? You think?
Cole's probably going up, I would assume.
Do you think O'Reilly's going to get called?
Cole and O'Reilly.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking both of those guys.
You send them to separate brands.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move over then to ROH, which I'll be really quick with. There was a pure wrestling rules match with Josh Woods versus Dalton Castle. Excellent match. Dalton Castle ended up winning that match, which ended up bringing Silas Young. Y'all know Silas Young, the real man, okay? Who came back. He was all nicely suited up and had a talk with Josh and said, "Man, dude, you've been losing for a while. We gotta put this tag team together, so we can get on a winning streak, or at least get you back on a winning streak. And by you joining this tag team again, we can do this." So Josh got some thinking to do, but yeah, he did take that L against Dalton Castle. So, and then the last match, because remember, there's always 2 matches on ROH, which is great. This match was the winner gets a shot at the Ring of Honor champion, which of course we know is Roosh, at the 19th anniversary pay-per-view, which is at March 26th. And by the way, I hate the fact we're in this pandemic because Vegas always gets
every year. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, damn. But it was a match, four-way with EC3 versus Jay Lethal versus Matt Taven versus Jay Briscoe. And the winner of that, which was a fascinating match, if you can get a chance to watch that, the winner was Jay Lethal. So he will be the one taking on Roosh at March 26th. So great stuff, something to look forward to. And that was Ring of Honor. SmackDown.
Yeah, let's give praise to Daniel Bryan going out there and putting on a hell of a show with Oos, and also the promo with Roman. Again, it's like, fuck, man, that's just gold.
Yeah,
Sammy finally giving it to his camera guys. Oh my god, he's. I don't know if he's going to be a face or a heel, or if he's just going to be insane. I think that at this point, just let him be crazy because it's fucking broken.
Yeah.
I see what you did there too, by the way. He's going to be insane.
Yeah. There we go. Oh shit! I'm never going to be able to listen to that song again.
Right.
Insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. Oh, please, Uncle Bruce, if you're listening to this or watching this, please have him sing that, please. Oh, please.
And then that's it.
How did you feel about Carmella firing her sommelier?
Look, this should teach all men a lesson. All right, you need to learn to keep your ass loyal. Don't be trying to between two women and shit, because you're gonna end up losing. Especially a dude. Females ain't dumb than a motherfucker. They know you was about ain't that bullshit. You played yourself like an F-boy. That's why you got the door slammed in your face and shit on your face.
Damn.
I'll get you. Come back next Friday, bro.
Speaking of shit going on his face, though.
Oh, he might have to deal with that Nia Jax, though. Nia looked at him like he was a hot snack. Like she
Nia was about ready to put it on him.
Sure was. She was like,
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope there's a sex tape leaked.
She was already ready. She was already ready. Had to see through with the little thing on. I'm like, all right, girl. I see.
So does Apollo Crews beat Big E?
Wait, say that again?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna go with the fact that it's real convenient how for the longest time we ain't never really heard that accent like that. You just gonna pop out with that.
Oh, you didn't. You weren't here last week. I already
showed him. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Somebody
that really kind of bugged me out of nowhere. It was just like he started doing it. But this week,
but he actually explained it though. I mean, he done a good job saying what he actually.
No, he did clean to say that it is okay for me to be outstanding and be myself. What the boom boom jubilee your ass out of here.
So you're not feeling Apollo right now.
I'm not feeling Apollo. I want
Interesting.
action, Apollo. I want action. You talking? I want action. Go hard.
Shit, he's been able to bring it in the ring forever.
Yeah.
But he's always been lacking a personality or a gimmick. And now they give him one and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Proof. I want to.
The fuck?
Go get your belt, bro. Go.
Yeah. He'll get that belt.
Yeah, but when he did have the belt, you didn't give crap about him when he had the belt.
Time out.
Okay.
Time out. You guys are all missing the fucking picture here, which is ironically enough, that gimmick timed perfectly with the start of Coming to America 2 coming out.
Yeah. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I thought that it was really strange when I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, why are they doing this now? Oh. So I don't know about it. Because we'll know within 4 or 5 weeks if they stick with it, or if it ends up getting dumped. I think it could have potential legs to it, but who, like,
I mean, at this point, at the way that they're building, it looked like Big E will have to take the loss.
that's what you'd think, right?
Right.
And the interesting thing too is, like, why didn't you have two paramilitary guys with him? Like, wouldn't you have it tribal military?
Well, first of all, let's look at his spear. His spear, nothing about his spear was authentic at all. It looked like they took a shovel, and they put it on the end of a stick and they tried to bend it. No, bro, I'm gonna need you to put a little bit extra budget into your spear. I'm gonna need you to have some real fucking authentic spear.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one step away
It's
from
interesting, man.
cool.
I you know what? I mean, I hear what you guys say. I guess I didn't I didn't see all that. I was impressed. I'm being impressed, and you guys are breaking that shit down like I don't think you should be.
well, I think ultimately, I think that it just goes to show that I was doing some reading and I saw the way that Apollo Crews had an appearance on Lillian Garcia's podcast, and he was extremely confident in what he was saying, and he even went on to say that when he listened to that podcast, that he really, like, everything clicked for him, and he immediately went to the powers that be and pitched this storyline idea. So I think that it's great that, that he's finally developing a character. We can tie it back to the Coming to America sequel. We can tie it to whatever we want, but ultimately at the end of the day, I think that it's awesome that he is finally finding this character. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Well, the only downside is if it fails, he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
No. And I'm glad you said that, Matt Michaels, because that's why I'm being very critical right now. Because we all know that he's talented. We know he's super athletic. And we know that he's been given chances again. I want to see him succeed. I would like this for it to work. But I'd rather him listen to, hey, your spear whack, bro. And hey, make sure you have some conviction when you talk. Go hunt the fucking rhino that is the Intercontinental Champion Big E. Do you see what I'm saying?
Just be thankful that he didn't have to do Vince's original idea, which was Junkyard Dog Jr.
Are you fucking serious? Is that a thing? I hope not.
I'm totally bullshitting you, dude.
Horrible, man. I would go to AEW and give me a contract right when they pitch that shit. I would say no quicker than Sammy Guevara at an Impact Wrestling taping. Oh, y'all got the wrong motherfucker.
Well, anything else you want to mention on SmackDown? Is that pretty much it?
What else? There wasn't really anything else.
All right.
I really want to get a Daniel Bryan shirt with I'm feeling that. I think I'm gonna go buy me one of them shirts with the little tree hand. I just wish he had a middle finger one with the tree, and that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, they make one special just for you.
They should.
Yeah. New Japan, guys. New Japan. Apparently, the New Japan Cup, it began this past Thursday, and the 49th anniversary event, and it concludes on March 21st. And man, I mean, there's a lot. Just kind of looking at the first round and the second round, a lot of matches that took place. Sin City, I'm gonna throw this over to you. How exciting should we be looking into being a part of the New Japan Cup this year?
I think that actually it's going to be pretty solid. Typically, the tournament format works very well for New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
As you had mentioned, the first round has already come to an end. And for second round matchups, we've got Evil versus Jeff Cobb. So I think that I can speak for everybody on this panel saying that I hope Jeff Cobb picks up the victory there. Jeff's an awesome dude, but not exactly a huge fan of Evil. That's just me.
But see, going back to that, every time Jeff Cobb is in the match, man, he just seems to never win. That's the only thing that bothers me.
That's because he wasn't getting any kind of storyline love. Now he's in the new faction. Okay. I mean, things are definitely working for him, and he's finally getting the right push.
Okay.
I genuinely see him, like, I could see him tearing the house down and having, you know, a never title shot very soon. I think that he'd do extremely well carrying that never open weight championship
Okay.
and
Yeah.
just wrecking guys.
Right. Gotcha.
So, Evil versus Jeff Cobb. You've got also the Great Okan against Toriyano. Hiroki Goto against Shingo Takagi. Minoru Suzuki versus Kenta, which we didn't even talk about the results of the Kenta John Moxley match.
Right.
What the fuck ever. Yeah, Kenta should have won that shit, and he should be the IWGP US champion right now, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, these two are no strangers to each other and have put on amazing matches all over the world. Will Osprey and Zack Saber Jr. That match right there could very well be the match of the tournament, and is if they let them run, which New Japan has a good track record of fully showcasing the people that they should showcase, that match should be awesome.
Gotcha. Okay. When is that the second round? I guess it would be Thursday this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Yep. So we should have more results next week.
Okay. Well, there you go. New Japan guys, always you have the opportunity to order it and watch it. Please do so. It's always a lot of good stuff going on.
New Japan World.
Yes.
999 yen. It's less than $10.
Man.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. That is wrestling. That is wrestling talk, guys, for tonight. I mean, you would have thought it would have been even longer with AEW doing so much this week, but apparently, I guess not enough people were impressed.
It's been long enough.
So, I guess with that, we will end our wrestling talk, and we thank everyone for listening. We will be back next week with more wrestling talk. We'll talk a little bit, probably start off with Sacrifice and see if the Good Brothers are still Impact Tag Teams World Champions, which Sin City Steve is really hoping happens, and not these Finn Juice guys from these New Japan organizations coming over trying to do stuff. So, you know,
and I both know that they're not going to give them the straps. Come on.
And Matt Michaels, whatever you say, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Moose. It's going to walk out the champion against Rich Swann, and he's going to have both belts still. So see, stuff to think about. Lots going to be going on, and we'll talk about the kickoff of Wrestling Talk next week. All right, so with that.
At your house to watch this. What time do I show up?
All right, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 2 masks, one N95, one KN95.
Got it.
Bring some Lysol.
Okay.
All right. I also have the little temperature gauge, so make sure you within the range. Now, if you took your shot, just bring me the documentation showing me you got the first shot. Okay. If you got the second shot and you bring that, then you can